Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This pick a card reading is going to take a look at the month of March 2022. My apologies for getting this one out a little late to you. I realize that I'm a few days late, but I figured, you know what, better late than never. So we're going to be looking at the month ahead. We want to see what the month is going to bring for us, what March might look like for all of us, what to expect, what to be prepared for, right? Maybe get some insight for all of you. So if you have not as of yet chosen a crystal on the table, go ahead and do that now. There are timestamps down below where you can go directly to the portion of the video that actually gives you an up close and personal look at a picture clip and a video clip. Both are in silence, so you can take an up close look at the cards without any interruption with any background noise. So pause where necessary. Take as much time as you need in order to choose your crystal on the table. If during that time you feel led to pick more than one crystal for your reading, by all means, listen to your intuition. If you feel led to pick more than one, pick more than one, if that is what you feel led to do. Listening to your intuition is always going to be highly encouraged here. These readings are timeless, so to speak, right? I know that I'm focusing on the month of March, but you could actually come back to this reading sometime down the road and say, you know what, I was actually going through that in March of 2022. So in that case, they can be timeless. These readings are general also, right? Can't expect to connect with each and every one of you that watches or clicks on this video. There will be plenty of you that do click to watch, but again, it's a general reading. Can't possibly expect to connect with each and every one of you. You all come from different walks of life, have different experiences, and it would almost be next to impossible for me to be able to resonate with all who watch. But what I always say is, if let's say this particular pick a card doesn't click for you, maybe consider checking out my pick a card playlist. I have a bunch of readings I've already done. I even have zodiac readings for each sign, timeless readings for each sign. I have pick a cards for career, love, spirituality, you name it. There's plenty of topics in there. Have fun exploring my channel. Perhaps you might find another reading in there that connects for you instead. And let's say maybe I'm not the reader for you. Well, that's okay, because I trust that the universe will guide you right and true to lead you to the right message at the right time for your confirmation on your journey. So with all that being said, I will leave you here and I will meet you at your reading. Pile number 1 viewers, you chose this amethyst cluster for your crystal. I'm going to put that there. There is an image on the back of this. I will be sure to incorporate this card into the reading later on. I just want to make sure I get enough cards on the table first before I go ahead and flip that over. We are looking at the month of March 2022. What does the month have in store for you? What will the month be like? Maybe something to be aware of, something to prepare for. And to get an inside look at what your month is going to look like, I'm going to start first with the fortune reading cards to see what the theme of your month is all about. So pile number 1 viewers, your month, March 2022. What is the month going to be all about for you? Let's see. Pile number 1, March 2022. Okay, so we have, wow, we have the marriage energy. You are attracting emotional fulfillment and unconditional love. So marriage is a union, marriage is a contract, marriage is a partnership. So this could be a literal marriage for some of you, maybe an engagement, maybe some of you are actually getting married, maybe it's some form of commitment. It could be you coming into union and alignment with a partnership of some sort, maybe a new job, right? Something that maybe you've wanted and have been hoping for some time. You finally meet up with your match. Could be a great match in regards to, again, the perfect job, the perfect person, the perfect place, the perfect home. You know what I mean? Like, this is about coming into alignment with something or someone. So the month of March is looking like union, partnerships, contracts, the coming together of things, people, places, and scenarios, right? You are attracting that which you, it kind of feels like that which you desire. So it's this feeling of like March is the month of where what you seek is also seeking you, and you somehow find each other, right? So let's see. What else is your month all about here? I have the Fairy Messages Oracle. Let's see, March 2022. Pile number 1, viewers. Wow. Okay. So you get marriage and you get pregnancy. This card always reminds me of the Empress. So yeah, it could be a literal pregnancy. It could literally, for some of you out there, very rare few of you, I'm sure, but it could literally signify March is the month where you get married and maybe also the month where you get pregnant. Okay, if we're going literal here. It says the birth of a child brings great blessings into your world. This is about the birth of something new in general, okay? The birth of something new into your experience. Consider how the Empress card, okay? It is about birthing something from the inner world into the physical. So it is about the birth of a dream. And with these two cards, if I'm looking at them not so literally, right? If I'm looking at them more figuratively, it is literally here you, okay, or figuratively in a sense, right? It is you aligning with something and giving birth to it, right? You coming into union with something and birthing it into your experience. You coming into alignment also with yourself, within oneself, right? Because we have divine masculine and feminine within. And we bring those energies into alignment in order to manifest and or birth things into our experience. I can look at these cards super alchemically too. There's, excuse me, multiple connotations, right? In regards to how we can look at this. But basically this is telling me something is being birthed into your experience. And whenever I think of a child, I think of new life. Okay, so this could technically be you coming into union and alignment with something new, a new lifestyle, a new place of work, a new home. Something new is being birthed into your experience. And I feel that it's changing things because her wings remind me of the monarch butterfly. And whenever I think of butterflies, I think of metamorphosis and I think of change because of the animal medicine. So March is a super positive month, okay? To see the inner world that you have been creating to finally be birthed into your physical experience. Think of the Empress energy. It's in number 3. Number 3 is all about creation, expansion, growth. As a numerological energy, right? So March is the month where things are expanding for you. Things are starting to happen for you. There are signs of life in regards to something that you have been creating in your inner world. Now, there are signs of life in your everyday outer world too, because everything that we create, everything that we manifest begins on the inside as a vision. It begins in the spirit realm first before it's birthed into our physical experience. So something that you've been manifesting, something that you have been holding within you, you are attracting that now, okay? And you're soon to bring it about into your physical experience. March is the month where you see signs of that life blooming or blossoming or coming into being, okay? So it says great blessings to you, okay? You're birthing great blessings into your experience. Also, when I think of birthing something, sometimes it's not just about a child, right? It could be a project. It could be a creative project. March might be the month where you begin a new project. It's the birth of a new idea. You might find yourself in such a place of alignment, balance, unity, harmony within yourself that you birth new ideas with that energy there. So let's grab the Victorian Tarot. I'm sorry, not the Victorian. Yeah, it is Victorian Tarot. It's Victorian Fairy Tarot that I have here to see what else we get. So the birth of new ideas, the birth of new projects, the birth of a new life, a new lifestyle. The birth of new conditions is what this feels like into your life. After perhaps a period of much change and metamorphosis. Some of you can literally be getting married. Some of you may literally be getting pregnant. You're coming into union with something on your heart or someone, but whatever this is, it is birthing new things into your physical experience. So it feels kind of exciting here because this energy is just, you know, feeling like a lot of newness happening around you. All things new is what it feels like. After a period of change, you are attracting these things into your experience now that the shift also and the change is over. Do you see? Yeah, that's what that feels like with the butterfly energy there. But let's see. March 2022 for pile number 1 viewers, 3 cards. All right, so we have 2 and 3. Wow, so look at that. The Ace of Pentacles, yeah, that falls in line with the newness. The High Priestess, look at that. The Seeress, right? What else do we get? And the 9 of Winter. So let's find out. I mean, I don't want to end it like that, right? I feel like, I don't know. This 9 of Swords is giving me the vibe of like somewhat being a little scared of change. Like here's an opportunity, right? Here the opportunity knocks at your door. Here's the union with the number 2 of the High Priestess. It's a spiritual connection. But then part of you may be scared of the changes or this new thing. Maybe scared of getting pregnant. I don't know for some of you, right? If you don't want that, if you don't want that in the month of March, then maybe consider options to protect yourself. 9 of Swords can speak about having anxiety, sleepless nights, worrying. Okay. I feel like this is more of a like, yeah, because it is Swords, it is mental energy. So if anything, it's giving this vibe of like, here the opportunity knocks with the Ace of Pentacles. You can't see, right, what's on the other side of this opportunity that's knocking at your door. But it is presenting itself to you in a very tangible way. And maybe with the High Priestess energy, you've been seeing it all along. Like you've been meditating on this, especially if you're manifesting, you're visualizing with that High Priestess energy. You're tapping into your spiritual prowess, right, to manifest it and or attract it. It says you're attracting emotional fulfillment and unconditional love. So here you've been using your High Priestess powers to manifest, to visualize, to tap into spirit. And then, you know, the opportunity is here presenting itself, but somehow you're kind of on edge about it. And maybe because it is a big opportunity, maybe it is something new, and sometimes we get scared of the new. 9 of Winter, 9 of Swords, right? Because sometimes it's just our head trying to talk us out of it, in a sense. But the High Priestess here is saying, look, trust. Trust this opportunity, trust this thing when it appears. Because the universe with the Ace of Pentacles is oftentimes handing you a gift. March is a month where you attract, you come into union with, again, number 2 of the High Priestess. You come into union with something, someone that perhaps you have been visualizing and or manifesting for yourself. Again, birthing it in your inner world in order to eventually see it birthed in your physical everyday life experience. Again, anything that we or basically our life in general, is our inside world pushed out. Again, Empress energy, High Priestess feminine as well. Both feminine energies. But again, it's the inner world that we're tapping into when we are in visualization and or manifestation mode looking to attract. So it does make sense that the High Priestess is here because she does get in touch with her inner world. And then it's like the Empress ends up birthing, right, that inner world outward. Because the Empress is the number 3. Empress comes directly after the High Priestess. And you have to consider that all the manifestation work took place with the Magician. So it's in perfect order. The first 3 cards, you know, in that sense when it comes to manifesting something. But I want to say with the Nine of Swords, don't deny yourself the gift, okay? Here's the gift that you were working on your inside world all along, your manifestations. Here's the gift. It's finally in March presenting itself. The opportunity is presenting itself. The blessing, the open door, the breakthrough even is presenting itself. You've been birthing this in your inner world all this time. And then the Nine of Swords is a little on edge, kind of freaked out and mind blown that it's here, right? That it finally presented itself. You see? It's like, don't deny yourself the gift. Here's the gift that your inner world has been conjuring up this whole time. That's how I'm seeing these three cards. Again, the seeds that you have planted. Look at the acorn, right? Now bearing fruit, physical fruit. The seed that has been planted in your inner world, right? With the pregnancy card and the High Priestess. So that's the advice, right? Coming from the Nine of Swords. The reason why I say don't deny yourself the gift is because that was something that I saw on a wall at a very pivotal moment in my life when a huge manifestation was right in front of me. And I was scared to receive it and or accept it, thinking it was too big, too much for me. And it put me in the Nine of Swords energy for a little bit because I wasn't sure I could handle it. And then I saw that on a wall and it hit me in my gut and in my heart. It knocked me upside my head and knocked me on my ass when I saw it. Because it was like literally Spirit was telling me right there in that moment, this was meant for you, right? This is yours. Don't deny yourself the gift, right? It's right in front of you. Why would you turn away from it when here it is presented to you because you're scared? Okay. So March is the month where something gets materialized into your experience. Again, birthed into your experience. Think about the Ace of Pentacles, the way the normal depiction of the card is with the hand, right? And the pentacle in the hand. It's like giving you this gift, giving you this new beginning, this new door, this new opportunity. And yeah, it's literally being put in front of you in March, whatever that is. Again, whatever you've been holding in your inner world for so long finally gets delivered to your door. Think of the Amazon delivering the package that you've been anticipating receiving and attracting and manifesting. I do want to grab another card just because I said I would. I really don't feel like I need it now that I understand what the Nine of Swords is saying. March is the month of the seeds that you have been planting now showing signs of life and or bearing fruit. The apple itself, right, there's apples, there's acorns, it's an oak tree. The apple itself is a symbol of abundance, plenty, okay? There's a quote that you'll hear me say oftentimes in my readings where it's a Ralph Waldo Emerson quote where it's like, it says something about the acorn, right? You think I would have memorized it by now. I'm terrible with quotes, by the way, but it's about 1,000 trees begins with a single acorn, or 1,000 forests, or a forest begins with a single acorn. And again, it's about, right, the seeds that you've planted multiplying, expanding. Again, expansion of the number 3 of the Empress. And I'm reading her like Empress because that's how this card speaks to me with this deck. But it's like the seeds that you have planted now expanding, growing, taking root. And the seeds that you have planted in your mind's eye for so long are now showing signs of life in your physical, everyday, waking world. March is the month where you see it. You finally see it, okay? So let's grab one more card for pile number 1, and then I'm going to flip this over for you. One more card, pile number 1. Consider that the Magician card, right, is the Magician itself is the conduit. You are the conduit to bring spirit or make or convert, okay, spirit into matter. You are the conduit. You are the magician. You are the vessel that ends up drawing down from spirit and bringing it into the physical. So you are the one who does the work. You have all the tools on the table like the magician, right? To conjure, right? Like I said with the seeress and the priestess, to conjure. You are the go-between between spirit and matter. So consider that for a second here, right? You draw it down from spirit. You materialize and manifest it into matter where you can touch it, hold it, see it. Again, Ace of Pentacles. It's a gift materialized. Let's even get one more card for March. Yeah, look at that. 3 of Pentacles. So for some of you, it could literally be a job situation that's being presented to you. And some of you might be a little antsy about, you know, whether to accept the opportunity or not. But it might be more of you allowing yourself to get in your head, right? And making it seem a little bit more daunting than what it actually is. And funny that I was mentioning the number 3, right? And here we have a 3 with the 3 of Pentacles. So 3 of Pentacles is all about working up to something. It is about the building up of a foundation. Excuse me. It's about the building up of a foundation and definitely starting to see things, I would say, materialize for oneself, right? And then not only that, things start taking shape. You're putting in the work. People are seeing what you're doing. They're noticing maybe your talents, your skills, your abilities. For some of you, this is a creative project. You're building up to a creative project. But think about how this is the time, March is the time where you see the fruits of your labor come to fruition, start to show signs of life. That is your labor over here with the 3 of Pentacles, showing signs of life. Literally. In one way or another. In whatever way that, again, whatever it is that you're attracting, March is the month where you see it start to come together, start showing signs of life, and start to build. So let's flip over this card, okay, to see what it's all about. Right, we have the spider. So the spider talks about divine destiny, okay? So whatever this is, the divine plan of your life is starting to take shape. It is starting to show itself. The work that you've been putting into something with the 3 of Pentacles, whether it's work that you've been putting on a visualization, manifestation level, whatever it is, whatever you have been building, whether it be literal or figurative, you've been working on something. Could be working on yourself. Again, marriage card, talking about union and coming into alignment within oneself, possibly. You've been working up to something. The spider does the same exact thing. They spin the web, right? They're working that web. They're connecting all the silk threads to make this divine design. The spider, oddly enough, or maybe ironically, maybe it's not ironic, but coincidentally, again, no such thing as coincidence, but you know what I mean. The Empress itself speaks of divine feminine goddess energy. So does the spider. She does represent divine feminine energy. She's the grand weaver, the grand architect of one's life and or destiny. So if I think about the spider animal medicine, this is about weaving the divine design of one's life, getting there step by step, weaving one thread into another, and into another, until you eventually get to the center of the web, which is the goal. The spider carefully weaves the web until it reaches its destination in the center, which is the goal. So this is you reaching the goal, reaching the center of the web, building up, right, to get there. The spider eventually arrives, makes it to the middle there, makes it to the goal, makes it to the center. And this is all falling into place as it should, is what Spirit wants you to know for the month of March as well. This is part of what's meant to happen for you. Something that you've been holding, right? Holding dearly to, holding on to within yourself, is finally starting to show signs of life into your physical experience. And it was all carefully designed, all right, in co-creation with Spirit, to help you arrive at this moment to now receive. So allow yourself to receive. Don't deny yourself the gift is the message here. Okay. I'm going to grab one more card here. We're going to close out this reading with a final oracle card. I hope, like, I don't know, I've been struggling the last couple of days, like maybe it's ascension symptoms or something. But I feel like I'm struggling to articulate myself and get my messages out without like hurting my brain, if you know what I mean, for some reason. That's not usually me. I flow quite easily. The only time I ever feel like I'm struggling with my delivery is around Mercury retrograde, but this past new moon has been quite rough on me, and in a good way though, you know what I mean, because a lot of positive things are happening to me too, but the energy itself, there's something about it that is quite intense. And that's also why I am delivering this reading, this March monthly reading, late to you guys as well, because of that. I've been having to like slow down and listen to my body, listen to my needs, my physical, spiritual needs. So let's see if we can get at least, okay, nice. This is the dove. That symbolizes peace, right? And what's pretty cool is that the 5 and the 1 is a 6. That's the number of the Lover's card in the tarot. Again, a number of alignment, balance, reciprocity. Things are aligning. Now we have the 6 plus the 5. That's an 11. Again, and it also is a 1 and a 1. So again, kind of like the union of the number 2, right, of the High Priestess. The dove symbolizes peace, harmony, and things just going and flowing right. It is also a messenger, right, energy. It is a sign of Spirit. So I kind of feel like with these two cards together, it is about you coming into alignment with a divine plan of your life that is in alignment with Spirit. You're entering up into a peaceful time as well, where things are just flowing harmoniously for you. So again, it's like Spirit's looking out for you with this energy here. It's all going the way it should. It's all flowing the way it should. And it's a matter of you just allowing it to go in the direction that it's meant to. You're going to arrive at your destination. You're going to see how it's all lining up for you. Like the silk of the web, right? All the little threads line up perfectly the way they're supposed to. You're going to see how it all comes together. Number 3 of the 3 of Pentacles. You're building up to something great. And March is going to be the month where you actually start to see it happen for you in a beautiful way. So don't be scared of it, is the feeling here. Don't be scared of it. Like I almost denied myself the gift. You see what I'm saying? So if you're wondering if I went through with it, yes, I did. And it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It was scary, but it wasn't any more than I could handle. And it's like Spirit knew, right? God doesn't give you any more than you could handle. And I had to trust. I had to trust my intuition, right? Like High Priestess. Sometimes you just got to go with your gut. Even if it scares you, go with your gut. There is something that is going to be presented here, but you're going to have to trust your gut in the month of March to accept the gift that is put before you. And know that it's all going to work out the way that it should, according to the divine design and plan of your life, in perfect harmony and peace, the way that it's supposed to. Okay? So, again, don't deny it. All right? We're going to grab from the Sacred Forest Oracle here to see for a final message, what the final message is for you. You know, consider the blessings that you're receiving, okay, in the month of March. The abundance that's coming in for you, the well-being, right? Again, dove energy. It's all going to have a peaceful conclusion, even if it scares you at first. Final oracle card for pile number 1. Sorry if this is a long one. Oh my. Wait, yeah, I have the book. I was looking for the book off to the side. So let's see what we have here. Wow. Look at that. Springtime, right? And look at the swan. The swan is a symbol of magic and transformation. So there's activation of some kind of magic taking place in the month of March, right? Maybe the magic of your manifestations. But it says spirit guardian of spring activation. Yeah. So March is the beginning of spring. Let's see what it says. All right, so it says, daffodils are surfacing through the dark, rich soil. Tiny green buds are bursting forth on every tree as a cacophony of bird songs fill the air. Flowers are bursting into bloom. Yeah, signs of life, right? Spring is the season of fertility and where things start to come to life again, right? New life blooms. So flowers are bursting into bloom, and there is a wild scampering through the forest as creatures, large and small, revel in the glorious energy of spring. A new cycle has begun again. Do not hesitate. Look at that. Do not hesitate. The time is now. In other words, don't freaking deny yourself the gift, right? Don't deny yourself the gift. When the universe, God, Creator, Spirit puts it in front of you, snatch it up, grab it for what it is, recognize it. Your intuition is going to tell you in your gut that this is what you're supposed to do, even if it scares the shit out of you, right? So it says, do not hesitate. The time is now. Take action. It's okay if you are hesitant. Look, damn. 9 of Swords, right? It's okay if you are hesitant or even afraid. Oh my gosh, could this be any more like on point? Face that fear and do it anyway. There are times to pull back and think carefully before every action, but this isn't one of those times. Forge forward with courage and certainty. A new beginning awaits you. Yep, a new beginning. You might experience some chaos or turmoil, right? 9 of Swords. But that is all part of the exciting time of activation. Do not allow upheaval to disrupt your forward trajectory. Be courageous and forthright. Make your decisions swiftly and with confidence. Trust your intuition, right? And then act on them with steely resolve. In ancient times, people employed springtime ceremonies to clear out the old and invite in the new. Spring was seen as a time of new life, seeds sprouting, eggs hatching, animals giving birth, pregnancy, what? You see that? You see that? Okay. Hold on. And new beginning, yeah, eggs hatching, animals giving birth, and new beginnings, or a new beginning. Spring also refers to hope, renewal, growth, youth, and love. The marriage card, right? You are attracting emotional fulfillment and unconditional love. So it says, and ceremonies were done to honor this transition. Yeah, the marriage card, right? Ceremonies. And maybe celebrations. So it says, the spirit guardian of spring says, get ready, big changes are ahead. Things that have been incubating. What? Things that have been incubating, like the Empress, pregnant, right? Incubating. Pregnancy is an incubation. It is a gestation. Like the Empress, like I said, she holds things within herself. She's She literally represents the birth of one's dreams from the inside out, okay? Oh man, this is on point. But it says, get ready, big changes are ahead. Things that have been incubating are now coming to life. That's what I've been repeating in the reading incessantly, but there you go. It says a profound transformation is ahead. I did say transformation with the metamorphosis energy of the monarch wings, right? Sorry, Hathor, knocked her down. But it says things have been incubating are now coming to life. A profound transformation is ahead. Take risks, keep preparing, or keep going. Prepare for this time of upheaval, fluctuations, and renewal, and the end result will be glorious. Again, sometimes change can be scary, right? Especially when it's new and unfamiliar. But Spirit is saying, don't deny yourself the gift when it's placed right in front of you. Please trust your intuition in the month of March. Things are going to work out according to your, right, destined path, divinely guided path. Again, Spirit here with the dove and the spider. Everything's working out in a peaceful, harmonious, and beautiful way. It's all working out for your highest good and well-being. So don't be scared of this. All right. Let's see if we get angel numbers, right? I know it's already really long, but let's go ahead and get angel numbers for this reading to see what else comes up for you. This is glorious. I'm super happy for you, pile number 1 viewers. I'd love to know in the comment section what it is that you are birthing into your experience, what it is that Spirit is placing in front of you now and asking you to accept it. I'm excited for you. So yeah, let me know. I'm always happy to hear people's manifestations and blessings come to life. I want to hear about it. So let's see what numbers come up for you if you're not familiar with my channel. I do roll the dice to get additional messages for your reading. They may confirm some things I've already said in this reading and or provide you with additional messages that perhaps you need for yourself personally. Don't recommend you a source because I don't want it to be one you don't like. I mean, you know. And also I want you to take the journey for yourself. Find your own magic. Sometimes taking the journey to research a number interpretation may put you along the path to find other serendipity and synchronicity that Spirit wants you to find. If I gave you a shortcut, I would rob you of that experience. Don't want that to happen. Likewise, I always tell everybody not to put the number interpretation in the comment section for the same reason. We don't want to rob anybody of finding their own magic because we know how important these nuggets are. Okay. So let's see. That is an 8. Okay, so we have 8. 8, 10 is your angel number. Go ahead and look up that number. See what that number brings to you. If you feel that this has helped you in some way, by all means, please do let me know in the comment section down below. You know what I also just noticed? 8, 10 breaks down to a 9. And we also have 3 plus 6 also breaks down to a 9. So pretty cool. Anyhow, if you want to support my channel, like, share, and subscribe. Click the little bell for a notification. Doesn't cost anything. It's free, right? So that way you get notification of other videos that I have. Also, if you want to take a step further to support what I do, check me out on Etsy. My Etsy store is down below in the description box. Pay me a visit. I have handmade crystal jewelry there that I make with my 2 hands on my free time. Powerful tektite crystals like Moldavite, Limit, Desert Glass. I'm currently working on Lemurian seed crystal necklaces now too. And I also have light language activations and personal readings when available. When, keyword when, they are often very much sold out. It takes me a little bit to, you know, work through everybody before I'm able to post new listings again. So have patience with me. Only one person here, but I do try my best. So much love to you, pile number 1 viewers. Best wishes to you. I'm super excited for you. Let me know in the comment section what goes down for you in March. Okay, love it. So take care and always keep shining. Pile number 2, you chose this really cool piece of malachite for your crystal. This is your card. There is a message or an image on the back of this. I will be sure to flip this over and incorporate it into the reading as I get more cards on the table. We're looking at the month of March. We want to see what the month itself is going to bring to you, what the month is going to be like, maybe what to expect. And in order to get kind of like a, I guess, a theme for your month, I'm going to be using the fortune reading cards to see what the main energy is for your month ahead. So March 2022 for pile number 2 viewers. Let's see what the month is going to be like for you. Okay. And then I'm going to grab the Fairy Messages Oracle, the month of March for pile number 2 viewers, March 2022. Pile number 2 viewers. All right, let's see here. Sorry, I'm just trying to organize all my cards. All right. Okay, so we have plain. A journey is indicated either physically or metaphorically. Your life will become more full. So I don't know, are any of you traveling, right? So you're taking a journey. It could be literal. You could literally be traveling, or it could be figurative, right? But nonetheless, you're on a new journey. You're on a new adventure. You're going places in the month of March. And your life is going to be more fulfilled for it. So let's see what we have here from the fairy messages. All right, so it says, patience, please. What's yours? What you're asking for. I said, what's yours? Okay. Freudian slip. But it says, what you're asking for is coming about. Have patience, as there are unseen factors that need to occur first. So this is telling me that a journey is indicated. You're at the precipice or at the brink of a journey, right? Either physically or metaphorically. And as a result of this journey that is taking off, right, your life is going to become more full. Now, this card is kind of, it's not that it's contradicting it, but it's telling you that you might have a little bit of a weight on the tarmac, okay? That's what it's saying. You're right on the edge of what it is that you are looking or are seeking to do or embark upon. You're right on the edge of this new venture, this new journey. You're right on the edge of this new thing. But you're sitting on the tarmac a little bit. There's a slight delay, but it's because Spirit is saying, look, there's a few pieces of the chess, the few pieces on the chessboard that I have to arrange, right, before this thing finally takes off for you. But you're right on the edge of it. You're right on the brink of it. What you're asking for is coming about. So if you were wondering, is it ever going to happen? Am I ever going to get here? Am I ever going to do this? Or am I ever going to do that? Is it ever going to happen for me? Spirit is saying, yeah, it is, right? What you're asking for is coming about. Just let me just check on the engine first, right? Of the airplane. Let me make sure everything looks good before we take off. Okay, that's the feeling here. There's a little bit of a weight on the tarmac, but it's not anything that's going to hinder your flight. All right, now I'm talking or speaking in metaphor here, but there's something underneath the surface that you can't see that has to take place first. Give me a little wiggle room here to work out all the kinks, right? It's just like when you go to an airport. You don't see all the things taking place on the back end. All you do is arrive, you give them your ticket, you get in, and you go, right? But there's so much taking place underneath the surface that a lot of us don't even see. You have probably mechanics, engineers, you have, you know, the people pulling the suitcases on and off. You have the people directing the planes to landing and taking off. There's people in the control centers. There's so much that takes place, right? To give all of us a safe flight. And that's what this is feeling like. March is the month where you're on the edge of something taking off for you in a really wonderful way. But Spirit wants you to make sure, or Spirit wants to make sure that you have a safe flight, okay? Figuratively here. For some of you, it is literal. You could actually be going away on vacation or something like that. Maybe you're anticipating a trip, and maybe you're feeling a little impatient about the whole planning of a trip in March, and that's what the patience is for. But nonetheless, Spirit is saying, look, I want you to have a safe trip. And I'm not going to let that plane take off for you until I know everything's perfect for my baby. You see? I want everything perfect. for my child. So I am not going to let anything go wrong for this. Because literally that's how much you're loved, okay? You're so loved that Spirit's like, I want everything to be perfect for when this thing finally happens for my baby, okay? It is so amazing. Because my child deserves no less than perfection. Because yes, you are that loved, you are that deserving, you are that worthy. I feel like Spirit has a surprise for you. And you're right on the edge of this thing. And maybe you don't even realize it yet. There's so much happening underneath the surface to prepare this for you in March. Before it finally lands in your lap or you collide with it. And this is the beginning of a new life, a new journey, a new experience for you in some way. It's something that you've been asking for. Maybe something you've been praying for, right? Because it says what you're asking for is coming about. So you must have been praying about it, visualizing about it, co-creating with Spirit about it. And when I think of that, I do think of a manifestation. I think of a wish on your heart. A prayer, right? Being answered. And Spirit's like saying, yeah, it's all coming about. If you need a confirmation, then this is it. Like Spirit saying off the bat, like, yeah, it's coming about. Don't worry about it. There's just some things I got to take care of on the back end to make sure it's perfect for you. But you're on your way. You're on your way there. I think you're closer than you realize. So, pile number 2. Let's grab from the Victorian Fairy Tarot to see what else we get about the month of March for you. Because it does feel a little mysterious, right? I don't know what this is. But it feels exciting because, I mean, I don't know about you, but like whenever you get on a plane and you're about to go somewhere really cool, it is kind of exciting, right? Because it's the anticipation, the expectation, the anticipation of something happening. So the month of March may actually be your month, you know? But there's a little nuance, there's a little mystery happening underneath the surface. There's a few things that need to get worked out first. All right, so what I just got the feeling of was you might go, like pretty much the month of March might be over. And you might think for a moment, oh, I guess it wasn't this month. Or I guess it wasn't happening this time. You might think that. And then Spirit pulls a fast one on you. And say, the month isn't over yet. We got like 3 days left. And then bam. You know, like that's the feeling. Like you might go the whole month of March thinking this thing is not coming about. And then, boom, Spirit hits you with a psych. Like, I don't know if you were like me and we were in high school or junior high. We would say, there was this phrase that we would say, psych. Like, gotcha. In other words, right? Like that kind of feels like what's happening here. It's like, I had you all along. It's okay. You know, gotcha. I wasn't going to let you go without this thing, or I wasn't going to let this go forever without you having some confirmation or proof of. Like, that's the feeling. So, yeah. Let's see what else we get. Again, Victorian Fairy Tarot for the month of March. Like, surprise is the feeling that I'm getting from this. It's so strange, but yes. Let's see if we can get 2 more. Whoa, okay. Hold on here. That actually fell out my way. We have 6 of Pentacles. Okay, for one, that's something being given to you. That's a gift exchange, right? A present. Oftentimes it could talk of generosity. It could talk of reciprocity. It can talk about you gifting something to someone or somebody gifting something to you. It is about Again, something being handed to you. All right, but let's see what we have here. Queen of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Queen of Swords, Three of Swords, and then the Six of Pentacles. Remember when I said that you would probably go the majority of the month thinking that this thing wasn't going to fall through? And then Spirit's like, not so fast. Boom. Here you go. Right? Three of Swords is that energy where it's like head and heart is conflicted. Your heart says one thing, your mind says another. And sometimes it can speak of feeling sad, sorrow, feeling heartbreak, loss, or lack, oftentimes too. Sometimes the Five of Swords and Five of Pentacles are more lack energy. But sometimes the Three of Swords can talk about that too. Because when we're feeling resistance, we're feeling conflict of head and heart, and our head and our heart are not in alignment, it does feel like lack. We feel like something's missing. Queen of Swords is very much in her head. She's a thinker, right? And she's highly focused. She's super innovative in a sense where she visualizes, and she has a strong mind, strong thought process. Very opinionated too. But she's resilient. Very resilient. So I feel like you might be overthinking this. I think this has to do with something that you've had on your mind for a long time. And I don't know why I'm feeling the word complication from the Three of Swords. I don't know if you're concerned about some form of complication taking place. But the month of March is saying, hey, there's a little bit of a delay, yes, but there's this feeling of it's also going to resolve itself within the month too, right when you need it to be. Like, I don't know why I'm getting the vibe of like a timeline. Some of you might have a timeline. Some of you might have a timeline. Like, I need this thing resolved by a certain time. I need this thing resolved by the end of the month. And you might be thinking that it's never going to get fixed, or it's never going to come about, or it's not going to get resolved. And Spirit's like, no. I'm working on it on your behalf in the spaces that you cannot see. Queen of Swords might be overthinking it and conflicting her head and heart. Her heart is in alignment with Spirit and always wants to trust. Her mind is, again, that energy that can sometimes talk the heart out of it with the Three of Swords. And then the Six of Pentacles is over here saying, I got you. I'm going to deliver. I'm going to give you what it was that you seek. Maybe the Six of Pentacles is the funds that you are needing or seeking for something. Because oftentimes the Six of Pentacles, Six of Autumn can talk about a monetary gift or donation or a material, tangible item that gets presented to you in some way. Something that you needed finally gets delivered. But the result of this, right, is that things are going to finally start to take off for you. Okay? The analogy of the plane. Things are finally going to start to take off for you. A journey or something new is indicated as a result of this thing working itself out. You will be more fulfilled as a result of it. So please have patience with the process, because it is all going to work out in the end. You may feel a little like disappointed with the Three of Swords. You could be in your head a lot, overthinking it, trying to process it, trying to play it back, trying to figure out what went wrong, if something does feel like it's going wrong. But the Six of Pentacles comes in to redeem the situation. The delay ends up working out in your favor. Okay, that's what this is feeling like. Again, the delay or the wait on the tarmac ends up working out in your favor. right? I'll give you an example. You're on a trip. You're on a trip somewhere, you know, you're delayed on the tarmac for a little bit. You're sitting there waiting. You're delayed, I don't know, an hour, 2 hours, something like, whatever. Something maybe uncomfortable. The wait feels uncomfortable on the tarmac. It sure does. You just want to get going already, right? But there's something that pays off for that wait. There's something that pays off in the month of March for your patience. It's like when you finally arrive at your destination, and let's say the airliner, right? The airline company decides to give you a free ticket because you waited so long on the tarmac. Do you see what I'm saying? There's a reward for your patience at the end of the month of March. So don't give in to fears, worries, disappointments, and negative thinking. Don't give in to the idea of loss. Okay, because there's something to gain at the end of this with the Six of Pentacles. Something that's in balance, alignment, and in harmony for the greater good of everybody involved. So something with the Six of Pentacles is going to work out in your favor as a result of a delay, a wait, or something that was perceived to have been lost or blocked. And then it's takeoff. Okay? Things start to take off. Things start to move in the right direction. Thing is, with the Queen of Swords, right? She's giving me the vibe of, like, remember, you're made of tough stuff, right? You can get through this. Don't let that that one little disappointment in the month knock you down off of your, you know, your throne for a second. Right? Don't let it knock you down off your throne, because that's not the end all. Spirit has something else up its sleeve in the month of March where it's going to all work out in your favor. Don't forget this card. Have patience, as there are unseen factors that need to work out and or occur first. And there is, it feels like, compensation with the Six of Pentacles for your patience. Sorry for the glare. It's not the best lighting, these cards. But let's see what this card is. Crow. I like the crow medicine. Crows are all about magic, right? And they are messengers from spirit too. So when I think of the crow medicine, right, I think of magic taking place underneath the surface where you can't see. That's exactly what the crow medicine is all about. And that does line up with this here. There are unforeseen factors that need to occur first. Well, the crow would know all about that. Know about all the magic taking place underneath the surface of things and situations that to our human eye go unnoticed. And that's what's happening here. Month of March is showing you that there is magic taking place and working on your behalf when all is said and done. Okay? Spirit is not going to allow some kind of, I would say, disappointment or loss, right, take place in the month if it wasn't going to replace it with something better. Here's the replacement of the Six of Pentacles. It's giving back to you something that you perceived was as a miss in some way. So don't be fooled, right? Don't be fooled when something goes a little awry, or maybe doesn't go as planned or something like that, because there's something else that Spirit has up its sleeve in order to come out better for you, is the message here. And that's the magic of the crow. The crow is one of those energies that works and travels between worlds in a way, right? The crow speaks of, the crow medicine speaks of adaptability. And it's an energy that gives you a heads up. It kind of gives you a warning ahead of time. So this is kind of like a warning, this reading, I feel, but in a good way. It's kind of just like a forewarning, right? But in a way that's to tell you it's not over until it's over. Spirit has something else up its sleeve. And it's all going to work out on your behalf with the Six of Pentacles there. So the weight on the tarmac ends up working out to your benefit. Okay? Just keep that in mind. The crow energy also speaks of an animal medicine, speaks of reciprocity. You have the Six of Pentacles out also. Okay, so again, it feels like it's all working out for you anyway, when all is said and done. There's mystery and magic taking place on your behalf, right? So let's see if we can get one more. And then I'm going to pull a final oracle for you, pile number 2. Also, the crow energy will speak of your psychic ability, intuition. So just trust your intuition on this one, okay? Trust your inner knowledge, right? With the Queen of... you see that? Trust your inner knowledge with the Queen of Swords. Stay focused, right? Because she does hold the sword. Stay focused. We do have the energy of the moon. Again, the moon can speak of, again, intuition, right? But it also speaks of the fact that we don't always see things clearly in a situation all the time. The moon does speak of things being veiled, right? And hidden from us, because that's what the moon does in the dark. We don't always see things clearly when we're walking by the light of the moon. There's shadows cast and things aren't always what they seem, okay? We have to remember that. Things aren't always what they seem. And, you know, it's like we got to kind of be careful that we don't allow the one little thing that goes wrong to get the better of our emotions too, right? And put us in a conflict again of our head and heart with the Three of Swords. Okay? There's some kind of, maybe a little bit of weight of on the tarmac, figuratively, maybe literally for some of you, but it also can speak of, you know, there's something that might go awry, I feel, but it's all going to work out for the best in the end. We do have the door energy here, which does speak, right, of doors opening up to you, opportunities knocking, waiting for you on the other side. You can't always see, right, what lies on the other side of the door, but it is basically saying something else presents itself, okay? Oftentimes the door can talk about having a choice. So I feel like over here with the Six of Pentacles, it's like the universe is saying, okay, that didn't work out, but guess what? There's something else here. Here's another option. Let me present this to you instead. Right? Master number 33. And this is about entering into a new chapter, right? It says a journey is indicated. Well, there's something new on the other side of the door, because the door itself, think about how we cross over the threshold from somewhere into something else, right? It also is a metaphor for crossing over from the old into the new. And you are stepping into a new journey. You are stepping into something new. Something new is also going to be presented to you. But whatever this is in the month of March, it is working out in your favor. Again, I don't know what this opportunity is, right, with the door energy and the Six of Pentacles that gets handed to you, gifted to you, presented to you. For some of you, it could be a job situation, you know, that didn't pan out. And then the next thing you know, Spirit offers you something way better. There is an opportunity on the other side of something that was perceived to be a disappointment, a loss, or maybe that didn't go your way. An opportunity presents itself in its place. Again, it's like you invoking the law of replacement. The law of replacement talks about how there is no such thing as loss in divine mind. Okay? because what was lost can also be found again and or replaced with something better. And if it feels like pile number 2, Spirit is invoking the law of replacement on your behalf in the month of March. Okay, so let's see what the final oracle message here is for you, pile number 2 viewers. And then we're going to roll the dice for angel numbers. So let's see. Haha, look at that. Wow, so you have a 22 and you have a 33, both master numbers here. Okay. Hummingbird, spirit, joy, pure joy. Do you see that? So this is going to have a beautiful, happy ending. So for some of you who are literally traveling in March, you might have some like travel issues, travel delays, restrictions, perhaps a canceled flight or something crazy like that. But something else ends up happening to work out in your favor anyway. So just trust it. Trust that it's all going to work out in your favor. All right? Things always work out in my favor is what you can say. Right? Things are always working out for my highest good, my best interest, and the greatest outcome ever. Right? You can affirm these things. So let's see what this says. Hold on. Find the book. Here we go. 22, right? Beautiful hummingbird. Some of you, that might be your animal totem. The crow might also be for some of you as well. So it says, in the sacred forest, hummingbirds have incredibly beautiful auras. A shimmering, sparkling frequency surrounds them. With every flower they dip into, the color of their aura and the frequency of their energy shifts. Each one hovers directly before you without fear, flashing in iridescent colors in the sun. The vibration of their wings sounds like an om. Open your heart to celebration and fun. Fulfillment, right? Your life will become more full. Something is going to work out for you for the better when all is said and done towards the end of the month. Spirit's not going to leave you hanging is what this is telling me. Okay? So try to stay positive. Open your heart to celebration and fun. Who told you that you need to suffer to grow? Your soul expands in leaps and bounds through following your bliss and expressing your love. Embrace life, yourself, and others in the moment. If you've been waiting until circumstances are different before you allow yourself to experience joy, you may have a long wait. Life is always changing. If you don't follow your bliss now, then basically when will you? Your purpose in life is to experience joy. Take steps toward that now while protecting your personal boundaries. You don't need to do everything all at once, but you do need to start. Happiness spreads to others like wildfire and can help heal the world. Although hummingbirds are small, they are capable of traveling great distances. Traveling, right? Don't we use a plane to travel to? Look at that. Talk about synchronicity. You're going places. You're moving places. Okay? Just enjoy the ride. Enjoy the moment. Have fun. Don't let the little disappointments in life get you down to the point where you create angst and resistance between conflicts of head and heart, right? Just trust your intuition. Trust the way things are happening for you. Spirit is lining things up the way they need to be for your highest good and best outcome. It's always going to work out in your favor. Okay? Anyhow, let me stop ranting. Traveling great distances and can even fly backwards. Yeah, it's really cool when they do that, actually. Their presence is a reminder that life is not just about reaching the destination. Yeah, don't we get on planes to go somewhere and reach a destination? But anyhow, I digress. It's about the joy of the journey. Hummingbirds visit an average of 1,000 flowers a day. Because they expend tremendous amounts of energy, it's necessary to have periodic times of rest. Follow their example and remember to replenish yourself. Okay? Self-care. The spirit of the hummingbird says, replenish yourself. True happiness comes from following the dictates of your soul. Life is change. Be open to change and look for joy in the moment. Find your boundaries and stand strong. Queen of Swords, right? Discover your joy. All is well. Like I said, all is well. All is working out for you. It's all going to work out for you in the end. You know, I will say, for some of you, you know, maybe the Three of Swords is a breakup situation, you know, or something that disappoints you, but this is about picking yourself back up, finding your joy, and learning to be happy despite the little things that maybe go wrong. I'm not saying a breakup is a little thing, but I'm saying other things in your everyday life. This is about learning to find your joy even when something isn't quite what it appears, or there's something else happening underneath the surface. Again, I felt magic taking place on your behalf. But like when there's little things that bug the shit out of you, right? We want to kind of not give that our energy. We want to like face it like, these things don't disturb me, you know? That doesn't disturb me. Whatever, right? It's whatever. And I feel like that's the advice here, to turn your face, your head away from the things that normally would disturb your energy. Don't allow it to disturb your energy, right? Because Spirit always has your back and is looking out for you. So as long as you maintain your joy, okay, things are always going to work out in your favor, for the simple fact that your vibration attracts that things always will line up and work out in your favor. Things are happening for you. Magic is taking place where you can't see it. Okay, there's a little bit of a veil to the situation at first in the month of March, whatever your scenario is. So don't let appearances fool you. Spirit is working on your behalf to deliver another option, a solution, another door. And that's actually, it feels like that's actually the door that is meant for you. Not this other thing that didn't work out. Do you get me? And that thing that may not work out at first in the month is this Three of Swords. But that wasn't the real deal, though. You see, Six of Pentacles is coming in to deliver something better. Again, the law of replacement. So stay positive over here. Stay positive. So let's see if we can get angel numbers for you. If you're not familiar with my channel, I do roll the dice to get additional messages for your reading. These angel numbers, once interpreted, may indeed confirm some things I've already said in this reading, and or provide you with additional messages that perhaps you need for your journey. I don't give you a source to look up, because I want you, again, to find your own magic. It could be a source if I gave you one that you may not like. Don't want that to happen either. So again, find your own magic by doing the research for yourself and finding a source that you trust. Also, when you take the journey, you may come across other synchronicity and serendipity that Spirit needs you to find. If I gave you a shortcut to the number, I might rob you of that experience. Don't want that to happen, because we know how important all those little nuggets that Spirit delivers can be. And likewise, I always ask that everybody to please refrain from putting the number interpretation in the comment section for the same reason. We don't want anybody to be robbed of finding their own magic. So let's see what numbers come up for you for pile number 2. Pile number 2. All right, so we have 5. 5. All right, that's change. 5s are change. No way. 5, 5, 5, guys. So yeah, there you go. 5, 5, 5 is your angel number. That's what I have for you for your reading. If you feel that this reading has helped and or connected for you in some magical way, please do let me know in the comment section down below. Oh, and you know what? Hold on. We have a 5 there too. Interesting. So you have 22 and 33 you could also look up. And then you have a 3 and a 6. Anyhow, you can look up 555, look up 22, look up 33. So again, if you feel that this reading has helped and connected for you, like, share, subscribe, click the little bell for notifications so you don't miss out on future content. If you want to support me beyond YouTube, you can check me out on Etsy. My Etsy store link is down below in the description box. Pay me a visit. I have handmade crystal jewelry there. Powerful tektite crystals like moldavite and Libyan desert glass. I also have light language activations and personal readings when available. Keyword when. Sometimes they're sold out based on my availability and based on how quickly I can get to other readings that have been purchased prior. So again, it's a lot involved, and I'm only one person, so I try my best. I also have Lemurian seed crystal necklaces I'm working on too, if you're interested in that kind of crystal. So I have a lot going on in my shop. Check me out, pay me a visit at any time. Sending you much love wherever you are. Pile number 2 viewers, take care and always keep shining. Pile number 3, you chose this really pretty piece of citrine for your crystal. I'm going to put that there. This is your card. There is an image on the back of that. I will be sure to incorporate it into the reading as I get more cards on the table. We want to look at the month. We want to see what March 2022 is going to bring to you. What is it going to be like? Maybe what to expect, what to prepare for. We want to also see what the main energy of your month is all about, and for that I'm going to use an oracle card. I'm going to start with the fortune reading cards to see what the main energy is for your month March 2022. Pile number 3 viewers, let's see the main energy of your month. Pile number 3 viewers, one card. I also have the Fairy Messages Oracle as well. I'm going to grab one of these. Main energy for March 2022 for pile number 3 viewers. All right, so let's see here. Whoa. Oh, okay. So it says luck. You are right to be strong and optimistic about the opportunities that lie ahead. So you got your 4-leaf clover there. And then this says assertiveness. Stand up for your beliefs and only say yes if you really want to. Okay. Why did this give me the vibe of instead of saying yes, let me reread it, okay, the way that it felt. Stand up for your beliefs and only accept if you really want to. Only accept if you really want to. Interesting. Okay, so your luck is shifting for the better, obviously, with the 4-leaf clover, right? There's, I feel like, an offer and or an opportunity being presented to you, and you have a choice. That's what this energy of the assertiveness card is saying. Accept and or say yes if you really want to. Don't take no for an answer. In other words, if you're in that position, you don't have to accept it. You can, why did I get the vibe of like negotiate terms? The ball is in your court is what this is saying to me. Pile number 3, March is a month where the ball is in your court. You might be presenting something to someone. Someone might be presenting something to you. But you have the power to negotiate the terms of the situation and or the scenario. And that's why the assertive card says stand up for your beliefs and only say yes, or as I felt it, only accept if you really want to. Because the ball is in your court. And this scenario situation that gets presented to you in regards to an opportunity, right? You are right to be strong and optimistic about the opportunities ahead. Right? The ball is in your court in regards to the opportunity that presents itself. So luck is on your side. Something happens or works out and is presented to you all in your favor. The ball is completely in your court in the month of March. So because it is in your court, it's up to you how you go about it. It's up to you what you do with it. You can accept it, you can reject it, you can negotiate the scenario, the terms, whatever they may be. If you don't like something, change it, right? But don't settle. You don't have to settle. March is not the month where you settle for anything less than what you deserve and or want or are worthy of. Okay, this month is not the month for that. We don't do that now. This is basically saying you are completely in control of this scenario. Okay, so this is very kind of open-ended, but it feels empowering at the same time. So if you were wondering in the month of March, or if anything was going to work out for you this month, it is. If you were wondering if you were going to have a say or be able to control the outcome and or the end result, you will. You're getting some kind of lucky break. You're getting some very auspicious opportunity presenting itself. I like this a lot. So let's see what the Victorian Fairy Tarot says. You were right, is what this card is saying. You are right to be strong and optimistic. So yeah, you've been feeling lucky. Well, you're definitely right to be feeling lucky. Something's going to work out for you in a really good way. So let's see what else the Victorian Fairy Tarot wants to share with us in regards to your month, March 2022. Pile number 3 viewers. Okay, we got 2 cards and I need one more. Let's see. 8 of Cups. Okay, 8 of Summer. The Fool energy. And the Empress. Oh, I love it. I really like this. Okay, so remember when I was saying you will be able to negotiate the terms of the conditions? You can accept or decline if you know, whatever it is that you want. It's up to you. The ball is in your court. The reason why that feels like it applies to this 8 of Cups is because the 8 of Cups is not going to accept anything that does not align with the full vision of what it desires and or holds on its heart. The reason why that is because the 8 of Cups is a soul pilgrimage card. It goes in the direction of what it knows it deserves. If you've watched my readings enough, you know how I've always described the 8 of Cups. And I always describe it as, why would you settle for 8 cups when you know you can have 10? Because you know your 9 and your 10 of cups are out there. You see, why would you settle for less? So the 8 of Cups goes in the direction of what it seeks. It's not going to settle for half of the vision. It's not going to settle for half the loaf. It wants the whole loaf of bread. It wants the full, complete vision. And if something is not giving it the full 10 of Cups or the entirety of what it desires, it's going to walk away from that, even if it invested its time, its energy, its love into something. You're not going to accept any less than what you know is out there waiting for you. And you, trusting your intuition, trusting spirit, you walk in the direction of that with the 8 of Cups. Even though if you can't see what lies ahead, you still walk in the direction of it. That's why the moon is always usually shown in the 8 of Cups card. Because the moon represents the unknown, but you still walk into the unknown, trusting that your intuition knows that better is out there for you. And the 8 of Cups is walking in the direction of its 9 of Cups, right? Fulfillment, satisfaction as an individual. And then the full scope of its satisfaction, fulfillment, joy, and happiness with another, having the whole picture fulfilled and complete with the number 10 of the 10 of Cups. So this feeling is that there's something you're saying no to. Something you could be, for some of you, could be rejecting, declining, saying no to. In the month of March, that actually initiates you moving in the direction of something better. And the better is with the Empress. You know what? I'm going to just lay it out here because it does feel like all 3 readings are connected in some way. From 1 to 3. Pile 1 to 3. And this feels like, pile number 3 feels like the end of the story in a sense. But in the way that it gets, the end of the story, it's like the fairy tale ending. It's what this pile feels like. It feels like the fairy tale ending. Okay. That assertiveness, okay, does come from the Eight of Cups. The ability to say, no, this is not going to cut it, and say, I'm going to hold out and I'm going to wait for what is meant for me, wait for what I do deserve. I'm not going to settle for a half-ass condition or a half-ass agreement or term. No, this is what I need. This is either you give me this, maybe sounds like an ultimatum in a way, maybe, I don't know. But either I get this because that's what I'm worth, right? Or that's what I'm worthy of, or we don't have a deal. But what's interesting is that once the Eight of Cups energy decides, I'm not going to settle for this half a loaf of bread, it initiates with the Fool a whole new trajectory. And then this whole new trajectory leads you to the Empress energy of creation and or manifestation and or birthing the vision of what you saw inside yourself into your outer everyday life and expression. You see, because the Empress does talk about holding something inside her, right? She's pregnant with something, pregnant with a dream. I always call her the birth of a dream, right? Because any dream, manifestation, visualization that you hold inside of you comes from spirit. It's birthed within you. The seed has been planted with spirit first before your magician abilities, okay, turn it from or convert it from spirit into matter in order for it to physically be birthed into your experience with the Empress. She holds the seed, she gestates that seed, it grows in her belly, and then eventually, just like a child, gets birthed into your physical everyday life. It's like a metaphor, the birthing of experience of a manifestation, right? It applies to an actual physical child. It's just the stages of creation taking place here. So pile number 3, the month of March, is basically whatever you walk away from and or decide is not enough for you is actually going to be the catalyst for your journey in another direction, but in the direction of what is actually going to birth this thing that you have held inside of you into physical reality. And this is a lucky break in a sense that I would even go so far as to say what you decide is not going to cut it actually ends up being the trigger that you need, right, to initiate something new, but in the right direction. And it is that assertiveness that's not going to settle for anything less. That's why I said stand up for what you believe and only say yes if you really want to. Again, the blessing in disguise is you walking away from something that's just not giving you what you need. And saying enough is enough. I'm going to go find what will give me the full scope, the full 10 of Cups that I'm seeking, that my heart and my soul knows is out there waiting for me. 10 of Cups is the epitome of fulfillment, right? Emotional fulfillment, joy, happiness, emotional satisfaction. Number 3 of the Empress speaks of manifestation, creation, and or expansion. So I feel like what you walk away from, again, ends up working out in your favor. It ends up opening up something to you better instead. And you walk into the unknown without any fear. Again, these are 2 energies of walking into the unknown fearless. The Fool, especially because he travels lightly. He doesn't take much baggage with him. He doesn't carry any baggage from the past. You're walking away over here from something or someone with this 8 of Cups, but you're optimistic about where this is going to take you. There's no fear involved in this shift into the unknown, into the new. There's no fear involved in it. The Fool only ever carries a tiny little satchel, and that little satchel does not hold much baggage from the past or any feelings of limitation. It just goes into the known. It trusts that if it takes a risk, it takes a leap of faith, that the universe is going to catch him and provide and or the net to catch his fall, right? Did I say that right? So it's like jump and the net will appear. That is the feeling of the Fool. And it's that leap of faith that you take in the direction of something that you believe in with all your heart that turns your luck around. It's that loyalty. It's that, again, belief, that faith that ends up birthing this thing with the Empress into your physical experience. So if it wasn't for that thing not satisfying you, right, you wouldn't have ever taken the leap in the direction of this new thing. I'll give an example of like a way that something's not going to work out, but then leads you to something better, right? So let's say you have a job opportunity that comes to you, right? And you're excited about this job and you're like, yeah, this could be the one. The job comes through. And then they try to offer you something as far as pay and or benefits that you're like, you know what? This is BS. Like, I like the job. I want the job, but I deserve better pay than that. Or I deserve a better benefit plan than that. I'm not going to take this. Right? Because you know your worth. You know you deserve better. And you're going to say, no, I'm holding out. You know what? I'm not going to accept this. I trust that Spirit has something better in store for me. And you, trusting Spirit, trusting God, trusting the universe, decide to reject that offer. And then because you acted in faith and loyalty to your own worth, okay, you end up, you know, rejecting the job or the offer is indeed a leap of faith because you don't know if you have anything to fall back on, but then Spirit ends up providing something, is what this is saying instead. Likewise, like if you're selling a house, the same thing could apply, right? You could have somebody give you a lowball offer on your house and you're like, oh, heck no. Oh, no. I trust that Spirit is going to align me with the right person to purchase this house for the right price and for everybody's happiness and satisfaction. Do you see? And you reject that offer, trusting that Spirit has another one to come your way. Again, invoke the law of replacement invoke the law of replacement or the law of substitution, whatever you want to call it. But there's no loss in divine mind. And I mentioned this in one of the other readings. The same thing is applying here because you're walking away from something that's not giving you the full loaf. And in doing so, you're taking a leap of faith. And as a result of taking that leap of faith and trusting Spirit and taking the risk, you bring something into your physical experience. You manifest something into your physical experience that you've been holding out for. The reason why I say holding out with the Empress is because she's holding something in her belly, right? She's holding a physical child. Some of you, I mean, that could be pregnancy. Some of you might get a lucky break in regards to pregnancy. So just keep that in mind. If you've been hoping to get pregnant or birth something into your experience, maybe a creative endeavor and or project also. Again, there's a lot of things you could be birthing into your experience as a result of taking a leap of faith on yourself and trusting Spirit to deliver something better in its place. March is the month where you do acts of faith and you get rewarded for them. So there's a lot of different scenarios where you can hold out for something and you hold out because you know you deserve better. I mean, you can accept the offer. Nobody's telling you that you shouldn't accept the offer. But these cards are indicating walking away from something, taking a leap of faith in the direction of something else instead, and then creating something more, expanding something more as a result of it. And your luck shifting for the better as a result of it. All right, so I like this. I feel like there's something else in March that you're walking, something better in March that you're walking in the direction of. you're creating something, you're expanding upon something, I mean, look at the progress alone from the Fool energy to the Empress. I mean, that's progress, right? We're moving forward. Here's the beginning initiation of something, and then here we start to see the abundance, the fruitfulness, right? Things starting to come together and or take shape. Again, number 3, expansion, creation, manifestation. You start to see signs of life. You start to see new things taking place. And the lucky break card is saying, look, you're right to be strong and optimistic about what you believe, about what you deserve, about what you're worthy of. You're right and optimistic. You're right to be optimistic about the opportunities presenting themselves, because there will be opportunities presenting themselves, and plenty of them. Plenty. The Empress is always surrounded by wheat, right? In the card. That is a symbol of harvest, fertility, abundance, right? So trust yourself, trust your knowing. Don't settle for anything that doesn't feel like it satisfies you, I guess, because there's something better on the other side of what you may be saying no to and or rejecting in the month of March. For some of you, you could be walking away, even with the 8 of Cups, you could be walking away from a relationship. I mean, it is a Cups card, right? Maybe somebody wasn't looking to give you the 10 Cups, and you decide that, 8 Cups, that's all they were willing to offer, and you decide to walk away from the 8 Cups because you want more, you deserve more, you want maybe full commitment, maybe you want a life partner, maybe you want marriage, which trust, takes trust in yourself to take that leap of faith and maybe leave that connection, trusting that there is someone better out there for you. And then the Fool takes the journey in the direction of that, into the unknown, not knowing what lies ahead, but nonetheless stays optimistic about what could be. And then the Empress, right, ends up birthing, right, or starts birthing this thing or the seed that's been planted all along that you knew was out there, the 10 Cups, right? Let's say if you knew those 10 Cups were already out there, you planted that seed in your heart, you weren't going to let that go, and then the Empress starts to show signs of life of it, because she symbolizes growth and life, new life. And here you are, maybe stepping into your divine feminine power and or encountering your divine feminine, right? That's what I'm seeing here with these cards. So yeah, lucky encounters, maybe, if it's in regards to love. So let's see what this card is. Let's see. Ooh, yeah. Wait a minute here. These two cards go together. This speaks of femininity. That would be the Empress energy, right? But the ribbon also talks about celebrations. Now, isn't it kind of ironic? Ribbon cutting ceremonies, right? Isn't that like the initiation of a new thing, a new business, a new home? Sometimes people put ribbons on a new car. You know what I mean? Like sometimes the ribbon represents something new. So I like this energy because it falls in line with the Empress energy. But it also says there's something to be celebrated. Okay. Happy times. So there's definitely some joyful energy taking place with this. Something to celebrate. Okay. And a special occasion. Yeah, there's definitely something to celebrate for you in the month of March as a result of trusting your soul, right, to move in the right direction of what calls you with the Eight of Cups. The restlessness that the Eight of Cups feels, okay, is purposeful. Again, why would you settle? There's a restlessness in that. Like, if it doesn't align with you, your inner being is fighting with itself, saying, no, this is not enough. This is not the full scope of what I had in mind. And there's that restlessness, that angst about it all, right? But that's to show you what you do want and what you don't want, what you will and will not tolerate, what you will and will not settle for. And that's your soul urging you, okay? And kind of nudging at you like, there's something else. You deserve better. You are worthy. You're deserving. You know, don't settle for just 8 cups when you can have 10. You know better than that, right? So that urge, that contrast is like necessary, right? To show us a lot of things. And it's because you listened to your soul's urge and or restlessness that it showed you what you did want, right? And now that you know what you do want, you walk in the direction of what you do want or what you do deserve. Now you know what you deserve, so you walk in the direction of what you deserve. And you only accept what it is that you deserve, right? Like what you know you deserve and are worthy of. You're not going to settle for less than that. So I love this because it's saying, I know my worth, right? Pile number 3 viewers, you know your worth. And you're only going to accept that which aligns with your worth. Isn't that beautiful? And that is definitely going to help you out because it's going to open doors for you that are in alignment with what you deserve and or what you are worth. Again, lucky breaks, new trajectories. And it's because of that, it's because if you held out for the real deal, that now you're stepping into your power, okay, your assertiveness, your personal power. And you've taken a leap of faith on yourself, trusting Spirit to hold your hand, that now delivers the good to you. And March is a month where you celebrate something special as a result of taking your leap of faith and trusting yourself. Okay, so let's grab one of these cards, another one, and see what else we get here. Then I'm going to grab a final oracle and roll the dice. Your abundance is coming. Like, yeah, your abundance is coming. Trust that something else is, whoa. Hold on here. Interesting. The bone. The bone talks about like putting something behind you. So, yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this like it aligns here with the 8 of Cups. With the 8 of Cups, you do leave something behind you. It also speaks of having a strong fortitude, like strong foundation within oneself. I mean, our skeletal structure is our foundation, right? It holds up our meat suit, right? So this is about, yeah, this I think falls in line with the assertiveness energy. It talks about strength, right? And leaving something behind. In other words, sometimes we bury things in the past, right? Like a dog buries a bone. It's the same thing. And you're leaving something behind here with this 8 of Cups because you have a strong personal foundation of basically your sense of self, right? Of what you will and will not tolerate, what you deserve. A strong foundation. Yeah, this makes sense to me. I think it taps into this energy here and then taps into the 8 of Cups. I mean, the femur bones are the strongest in your body. So yeah, this is about standing strongly, right? For what you want, what you deserve, what you know is true, what is true to you, right? And again, it says you are strong, you are right and strong, right? Like the bone, about what lies ahead. Even if you can't see how it's all going to unfold and or work out, you're trusting spirit, right? To provide the net. It always does. Yeah, like I said, it takes 3,500 pounds of pressure to break a femur. Okay. That's how strong the femur bone is. And I know that personally because I experienced it. I broke both of them as a kid. So, yeah, body cast and everything. Had to learn how to walk all over again and whatnot. But yeah, it takes a lot of strength within oneself, okay, to really stick to your convictions, I guess. And spirit is encouraging you to be assertive that way, to be strong that way, to trust your personal foundation, because your personal foundation is fortified by spirit. And if you trust spirit, in essence, you trust yourself. If you trust yourself, you trust spirit. And with that kind of union and that kind of bond, right, you can't go wrong, is what the feeling is here. And you'll be thankful that you followed your personal beliefs, stood up for yourself, and only accepted what you felt was worthy of you. Okay, I gave you a few examples of how this could, in like the everyday life world, could end up being. It could be a job, it could be a house. You could be selling something. It could be a relationship. Something's not living up to your expectations or whatever. You don't have to accept anything that doesn't align with you. But if you trust spirit, spirit will, again, open the doors of opportunity to put you on the path to, with the Fool especially, to something else that is more in alignment with you. And as a result of that, you're going to have something to celebrate. Because there'll be another opportunity to replace the one that maybe was closed to you or you rejected. You see what I'm saying? So I have the sacred forest oracle. Let's get a final oracle for pile number 3. Final oracle message for pile number 3 viewers. Let's see. Bear spirit healing. Okay. The number 4 energy does talk about foundations. So I like that the 4 is here, like a strong personal foundation, right? But the card says healing. The bear, for for some of you out there, might also be a power animal or animal totem or medicine for you. But let's see what it says. So it says, you can sense the presence of the bear even before you see him. Isn't that kind of the feeling of like, something else is out there? You sense it intuitively, right? Your soul is urging you in the direction of it, even though you don't necessarily know how it's all going to work out, but you trust that there's something more out there. That's why you go in the direction of it, even though you can't always see it. You walk into the unknown, right? That's what that reminds me of, this first line. You can sense the presence of it, or the bear, even before you see it, right? You can sense the presence of this something more even before you see it. But anyway, it says, you turn slowly and look deep into his eyes, and as a long lineage of healers, invisible yet real, step out from beyond the trees and surround you both. Let me read that again. You turn slowly and look deep into his eyes as a long lineage of healers, invisible yet real, step out from beyond the trees and surround you both. When you reach out and touch his thick fur, you feel healing energy instantly surge through you. This card will appear to let you know that healing on all levels is occurring, and it can come in many forms. Be ready to accept it. Know as well that you are a healing force for others. You may not even be aware that you are a conduit for healing energy, but when others thank you, simply say, "You're welcome," even if you don't know how it happened. In many native traditions, bear spirit is thought to be aligned with humans as he can walk upright like a human. He represents the healer and good medicine. He also bestows healing power to those worthy. You indeed are worthy. Remember, I was saying only accept what you feel you are deserving and are worthy of. Don't accept anything less than your worth. Yeah, you are worthy, definitely. So that mirrors the aspect of the Eight of Cups that I was saying, right? But anyway, it says bear spirit energy can also represent grounding, strength, a strong foundation, right? A strong foundation, and confidence. It activates a stable foundation. There you go. Stable foundation. To face whatever challenges appear in your life. The spirit of the bear says you're a healer and a channel for the life force of the universe. You are strong and grounded. Healing is unfolding and or a situation is being resolved. Have faith that all is well, and have faith that all is going to work out in your favor. All is going to fall into place, and other opportunities will present themselves when you decide to know your worth, walk in the direction of your worth, stand in your personal strength and foundation, trusting, right? Trusting it, trusting that you can move forward. Take a risk, take a leap where needed. The situation is going to work itself out. It's going to all get resolved. Month of March is showing you that you can trust yourself. You can take leaps of faith. You can trust that if you walk away from something, something else better will show up in its place. Because for one, you are worthy, right? You are worthy. And the situation will turn out just fine. So let's get some angel numbers for you, pile number 1 viewers. If you're not familiar with my channel, what I do is I roll a dice for additional messages via the angel numbers. The angel numbers may confirm some things I've already said in this reading and or provide you with additional messages that maybe you need for your journey personally. I don't recommend a source to look up the angel numbers because at the end of the day, it could be one you don't like. 2, I want you to take the journey to find the magic for yourself, because we all know that sometimes when we look things up for ourselves, spirit takes us down a few other rabbit holes that give us other nuggets, synchronicity, and serendipity that we need for our journey. If I gave you a number interpretation and gave you the shortcut to it, I might rob you of that experience. Don't want that to happen. Don't want to be responsible for it, for you missing out on that. So that's why I don't give you the number interpretation. I want you to find a source that you trust and resonate and or connect with. Likewise, I say to everybody, please refrain from putting the number interpretation in the comment section for the same reason. We want everybody to find their own magic where needed. All right, so let's see what numbers come up for you. Pile number 3 viewers for March 2022. All righty, so we have 8, 8, 12. Go ahead and look up that number. See what that number brings to you. Pile number 3 viewers. If you feel that this reading has helped and connected for you in some magical way, please do let me know in the comment section down below. Like, share, and subscribe to support this channel. Click the little bell for notifications so you don't miss out on future content. And if you want to support me further beyond YouTube, check me out on Etsy. I do have a lot of cool things in my Etsy store. The link is down below in the description box. Pay me a visit. I have handmade crystal jewelry there. Powerful tektite crystals like Moldavite and Libyan desert glass. I'm currently working on Lemurian seed crystal necklaces as well. Getting those out into the shop within the next day or two. And I also have light language activations and or personal readings when available, keyword when. They are oftentimes sold out. I'm only one person, so I try to provide as many as I can, but again, it's as my availability permits and as I am able, right, at my pace to complete readings for people who have purchased prior. So it's just a matter of checking into my shop every so often to see what has been made available again. I will repost readings for availability as soon as I've completed those for people who have purchased prior. It's just my way of preventing myself from getting extremely backed up with reading requests and purchases. So with all that being said, everybody, I will leave you here. Pile number 3 viewers, take care of yourself. And most importantly, though, always keep shining.